Okay, so you can also create an extruded ceiling similar to how we learned it doing roofs. So you want to go to uh, the section view in this case. So where's my section view? I think it's over. Where is it? Well, let me go to this level, and I'm going to do it here. So I'll click that section head or bubble, and again do architecture, model in place, say ceiling. Always nice to place your initials in front. So RN ceiling, uh, ceiling extruded. So easy to remember. Click OK. That's what I forgot. Extrusion, I think. And then pick a plane. If you have created a UCS or a reference plane, then you can select it here. Otherwise, in this case, it's easy to pick a plane. So pick a plane, click OK. This will be my working plane, that wall right there. And there's my extrusion. So if I know the extrusion distance, I can type it here. So let's just give 4,000 for now. Or that might be the end. So 0 to 4,000. Even if you make a mistake, no problem. You can easily use the align tool to set the end or start of your ceiling extrusion to the surface of your wall. Okay? You can also set the work plane here. If you forgot to set your work plane, you can set it here. You can make your plane inclined by picking an inclined plane, right? If you need to extrude it in an inclined alignment, okay? So you can do that here. Otherwise, let me just create a line. Do that again. Okay, so let me just do something fancy right here. Now, since this is an extrusion, you need to provide the thickness. Otherwise, when you're doing the roof, remember from last week, you don't really need an enclosed loop. So that's the difference between an extrusion and roof by extrusion. So create a closed loop, click OK. Those grip can be adjusted, so that's easy. If I go to a 3D view, there you go. Now, like I said, you can, if I check this to finish the extrusion, I can go here and let me just move this. If I want to, I can close this up by saying align. Okay, click on the align tool or type AL. Select the surface you want it to align to. So in this case, the interior surface of the room. And what do you want to align? This guy here. And it gets aligned. I can lock that up. Anytime you see the lock button, if you lock that up like so, I can now move my room. So let's say here, I can move this, maybe make that bigger, and notice that that particular ceiling moves with it. If it's unlocked, then it will not move with it. Okay? So that's ceiling. This is nice right here. So how did we do this? So this one we have 3 levels. This one you can create an inclined ceiling by let's edit the boundary. Working plane, that will be my floor level 1, open. So what did I do here? I added a slope similar to a roof. So you can create a roof or a ceiling, and have a defining slope. That's how we did that ceiling. Unfortunately, you can only define one ceiling with a slope definition. So if I want to do the other side, which I did right here, let me go to a section view. Okay, this ceiling here actually is another roof. So let me say, okay, this here is another roof or ceiling, and of course here is another ceiling. That will be another ceiling right here. How do you think I did this? Using what option? Extrusion, right? So architecture, model in place, extrusion. And then this one here is something nice. It's a dimension lumber. So I have a ceiling. So I have my roof right here. And then I added a dimension lumber. So if I go to a 3D view, and let me just delete the roof first, or I could have hit that. I added a dimension lumber, so you can always insert this by loading that family type. So it's a framing, so it's a beam system. Let me undo this. So instead of deleting this, what you can do is select the roof and then say override graphics in view element and make that transparency a little bit transparent. Click OK. So you're able to see through the roof. And then you can say architecture or insert load family. So that would be a structural framing wood. So you have here your dimension lumber. Open. Add your dimension lumber. I've loaded already one here. And then the next thing you have to do is simply load that dimension lumber and insert it. So you say structure, beam. Okay. Add 3D snapping. And then you can snap your dimension lumber from endpoint to endpoint. And there it is. Inclined. And then copy, copy, copy. Mirror. Okay? So you can try that. Once you have this created, then you can go to your floor plan and likewise add a camera view. And you have that nice rafter type exposed ceiling. For cameras, you can of course extend this. That you're actually modifying the view range of your camera. And if you go to your 3D view, that will be the new camera created. So you can always again rename that. And just say camera view lumber. Okay, let me just say lumber. Now, what if I want to change the location of my camera? Kindly pay attention. Select the frame. Go back to your floor plan view and you'll see your camera selected, and then I can move this around. I can change the height of my camera, so that's the eye elevation. I can change the height of my target, and of course I can move my clipping plane. So if I don't want to see any portion of that building, I can clip it. Normally I don't want that, but I can always change my target as well. Okay, so again, make sure in the 3D view, so camera lumber, you select the frame. If you don't select the frame and you go to your level 1 view, you won't see the camera. Okay, to click on the camera, it's difficult to locate that camera. So to locate that camera, simply go to that perspective view, select the frame, and then go back to level 1. There it is. And you can move it around. Okay, so kindly write that down. Okay, this one here, these are different ceilings. Okay, so a little bit more fancier. Let me go to a 3D view, camera view. So those are different ceilings. One made, but a simple ceiling. Nothing really fancy. It's a compound ceiling, but when you go to the ceiling view and select one and edit the boundary, that's one ceiling right there. Okay, that's another ceiling. So I just copied and extended that so that I've created all those ceiling types. Okay, so let me stop this and answer questions.